So look, people, okay, I'll be honest with you, some pretty shocking news. I think some people would be surprised to hear this news. Uh, some people are not surprised whatsoever to hear this news. But there was a shocking revelation that came out today. You know what I'm saying? Some pretty heinous allegations, if you ask me, about one of our most talented and prolific rappers. Um, man, it's somebody that I've covered on the channel before. Okay, I'm trying to find the most shocking article that I can jump to. Okay, this is about to be a jump scare, all right? So hold on to your hats, people. Oh god, look. Just the mugshot alone is terrifying. Okay, look at this. Houston rapper Viper the rapper of infamous appearances on my channel. I don't know if you remember this video. If you remember this video from back in the day, this is 4 years ago, okay? 4 years ago. Viper the rapper made 347 albums in a year. And he even dissed me. There was a beef. There was a back and forth. I don't know if those diss tracks between me and Viper are still floating around. But, man, Big Viper the rapper, not looking good, man. So, this is in the Houston Chronicle, okay? Houston rapper Viper accused of kidnapping and holding a woman captive for years. I'll be honest with you, dude was releasing an album a day. I don't know how he's got time to kidnap and hold people captive. I mean, he's been holding his audience captive for years. But my God, I can't believe this. So, Viper, real name, as you know, if you're a true super fan, real name Lee Carter, known by his stage name Viper, was arrested Thursday in connection to a kidnapping in progress. Officers responded to in 2023. So this has been going on for a while. This has apparently been going on for years. Houston rapper Viper, given name Lee Carter, was arrested by Houston police Thursday and now stands charged with aggravated kidnapping after allegedly holding a woman captive in his South Houston home for years on end. Court documents state that on April the 7th, 2023, a Houston PD officer arrived at Carter's Perry Street residence in response to a kidnapping in progress. Apparently, he'd been holding her captive for years, so you want to... In progress, I feel like, is a little bit of an overstatement. Was it understatement, if anything? The officer then communicated with a voice coming from a window on the far side of the home where an attached garage stood. He had her in the garage. The voice, later identified as the complainant, told an officer that she had been kidnapped by Viper approximately 4 or 5 years ago whilst panhandling off of Alameda Genoa Road in Houston. The woman told the officer she was in need at the time she was approached by Carter, who told her to get in his car and took her back to the property. Now, this is about to get crazy. What followed from there is a laundry list of alleged horrors. According to court documents, the woman told police that Carter kept her locked in an attached garage at his property against her will for years, feeding her drugs, including crack cocaine and other narcotics, and chips. Okay, I'm not trying to make light of this situation, but he fed her crack cocaine and chips. I'm assuming that's like potato chips. I mean... No, I'm saying, sounds like a party. No, I'm not trying to diminish the plight of this woman, because this is awful. See, I should have read the next sentence before I started cracking jokes, because it's not funny whatsoever. He plied her with crack cocaine, narcotics, and chips whilst SAing her repeatedly, depriving her of a working bathroom or shower. That is low. I'll be honest with you, Viper looks like he's been deprived of a working bath or shower for several years too, so, you know what I'm saying? I guess they were in that together. But Carter would occasionally let the woman into his home to bathe. I guess he wasn't bathing, but then returned her to confinement in the garage, according to charging documents. On one occasion, the woman was able to break through the garage window and crawl out of the structure, only to be taken to hospital by the police and released back to Viper. Jesus. After this escape, all right. Oh my God. Oh, this is horrible. After this escape, Viper allegedly boarded up the interior of the garage window and threatened her with physical assault if she ever attempted to leave again. Court documents stated on April the 7th, 2023, that Viper gave the woman access to his laptop, probably a fire cache of music on that laptop, so that was quite a trusting thing that he did there, at which point she used a Text Now app on his device to contact 911 dispatch and relay she was being held against her will. That's one smart cookie. I'm glad things like that exist, because, my God. When Viper the rapper passes you the aux, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta text now to 911. That's how it really be out here. The responding officer observed the woman in Carter's garage was 5'2", extremely malnourished, weighing approximately 70 pounds. Holy jeez, oh man. She told him that she had not showered in 2 months. When the garage was pried open by members of the Houston Fire Department, they needed the fire department to pry open the garage. That's how locked in this woman was. This is disgusting. Authorities discovered a mattress covered in fresh vomit, bags of chips, and Twinkies, as well as a makeshift toilet and a dripping faucet. Now, it's unclear whether that's Viper's quarters or the woman's. Of course, it's the woman's. I'm not trying to diminish the situation, but it is crazy. It's not funny because of what happened, but it's funny that it's Viper, and it's about time Viper faced justice, if anything, for crimes against music and now crimes against this woman. But anyway, the woman's hair was, quote, crusty, according to documents. I mean, that's looking crusty too. But her clothes were filthy. Her clothes were filthy dirty. A stack of shirts and diapers. She had her wearing diapers, man. That's disgraceful. She told officers that she pleaded with Viper daily to release her from captivity and subsisted largely on snacks, never getting a full meal. An Arkansas-born but Houston-raised recording artist, Viper is best known for his homemade album covers and provocative names like his 2008 album, Yule, Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack. He has risen to cult notoriety since releasing that album, and screenshots of the work and other Viper tapes continue to be leveraged as memes on social media. What is the hyperlink that the Houston Chronicle have chosen to link here? This is going to be ridiculous. No one has made 4 good consecutive studio albums. It's impossible, but apparently Viper did. Here we go. The Paper Man. The Hiram Clark Hustler. These rappers claim they hard when them never even seen the pen. Mr. Lee Carter will be seeing the pen extensively in the coming months, if you ask me. Viper is being held in Harris County Jail. Why? There's so many hyperlinks in here. Like, we're going to go look up the Harris County Jail hyperlink. This is just disgraceful. So look, I got a few articles related to this, okay? So there's a complex article about this. I'm not sure if there's going to be any new info. But yeah, apparently this torture was going on for 4 to 5 years. It's pretty screwed up, man. Pretty screwed up. So, Viper's currently being held on a $100,000 bond. Okay, I don't know if the rabid Viper fans that be crowdfunding like his albums are going to be raising some funds to get him out of jail. But my God, man, keep him in there, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. So this is looking like it's saying the same kind of thing. One of Carter's neighbors believes that he was running a human trafficking operation. Oh no, not Viper Tate. Not Viper Tate. Other illegal activity from his home. He had just kind of explained that he had some girls that were in there, and he never used the word locked up, but he was kind of protecting them from himself. My God, from the sounds of things, she would call him his boyfriend, her boyfriend. So I mean, it was kind of a mutual weirdness, I guess. I don't know if mutual weirdness is the right word. Let's see what Click 2 Houston had to say. My God, we got some news.
Begins right now with breaking news.
That breaking news coming to you at 10 o'clock. A man accused of holding a woman captive in his garage is behind bars.
Viper's crib. We get an exclusive look at how Viper's living out here in these streets.
Breaking news.
That breaking news coming to you at 10 o'clock. A man accused of holding a woman captive in his garage is behind bars. And tonight, Houston police were at his home looking for another clue and some other clues that they could find.
HPD says this stems from an alarming case in April of last year. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Daniela Guzman. The woman claims she is being held captive for possibly 5 years. Then police filed a warrant to arrest this man right here, 51-year-old Lee Carter. He was just arrested on Thursday, and tonight police were back at his home in Southeast Houston. KPRC2's Gage Goulding is alongside it.
Man, hang on. We need to. This is crazy because this is some fine reporting. I was just reading the article. I wasn't expecting a full 3-minute video where we're going to get to see the actual garage where Viper was keeping her. This is crazy.
That breaking news.
That's Viper's crib. We're doxing Viper right now. I ain't gonna front. This is already on the news, so this ain't doxing Viper. This is public knowledge, but that is screwed.
Coming to you at 10 o'clock, a man accused of holding a woman captive in his garage is behind bars. And tonight, Houston police were at his home looking for another clue and some other clues that they could find.
HPD says this stems from an alarming case in April of last year. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Daniela Guzman. The woman claims she is being held captive for possibly 5 years. Then police filed a warrant to arrest this man right here, 51-year-old Lee Carter. He was
51-year-old Lee Carter, man, Viper. I didn't know he was 51. He's looking worse for wear, to be honest with you. I know he says he does smoke crack, and he was clearly plying this prisoner with crack. I mean, that's the face of crack right there, to be real with you. That's crack personified.
He was just arrested on Thursday, and tonight, police were back at his home in Southeast Houston. KPRC2's Gage Goulding is alongside detectives on Perry Street. And Gage, what were they looking for inside that house?
Yeah, well, Houston police, tell me they thought originally the woman from this case dating back to April of 2023 was back in this house. Now, since that original case, April 2023, detectives have been searching for Lee Carter. Well, they finally found him on Thursday.
So wait. So they found out that this woman was being held against her will back in April, and they've been looking for Viper. So there's been a manhunt for Viper all of this time, man. That's crazy.
But here's the deal. They got another tip saying that same victim might be trapped yet again inside this house.
For hours Friday evening, Houston police officers knocking on the door, asking if anyone is inside this Perry Street home. The only answer, a barking dog.
Due to the very serious nature of the warrant and aggravated kidnapping, we had exigent circumstances to make entry.
Inside, thankfully, only a TV play.
Bro, they busted into Viper's crib, man. They broke their way in.
The dog, which was rescued. The woman they're looking for, who told police she was held captive for 4 to 5 years in this boarded-up garage.
We got the exclusive shots of Viper's dog and everything. This is crazy.
The dog, which was rescued. The woman they're looking for, who told police she was held captive for 4 to 5 years in this boarded-up garage, nowhere to be found.
I can't tell you when the last time.
So she wasn't there. So she had said she'd been being held there for 4 to 5 years, back in April, and then they'd busted in. And so then, how did they find Viper?
The police actually made contact with her.
We know for a fact it was at least last April. That's when the woman, who was pregnant at the time, somehow managed to get
pregnant at the time. No. Don't tell me Viper's putting a baby in it.
Carter's laptop to text 911. It's only then she could get officers' attention and literally claw her way to freedom.
They were actually at my door.
Literally claw her way to freedom. Bro, this guy is pure evil, bro. I know it was a bit of a laugh when we were looking at the album covers. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of funny. The Paper Man. This is the face of pure evil. This is the Joseph Fritzl of Houston.
Talking to me when a gal came clawing out of that window that you see barricaded up.
The victim telling police she suffered years of sexual abuse and was forced to take pills and crack cocaine. Officers then noting she hadn't showered in weeks.
Hang on, let's read a bit of this police report. So this says, I'll read this. It's a little bit small. It's hard for you to see. But it says, the affiant observed defendant's laptop and read more than 500 text messages in 2 separate threads. One thread from husband with phone number, yada, 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 yada. And one thread from Lee Carter with phone number, Affiant learned that defendant listed defendant's phone number as blah, 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 blah. The last number is cut off from the form. On a 2017 bail bond from a misdemeanor case that the defendant was arrested for in Harris County, Texas. In both text message threads, the defendant tells the complainant where the defendant hid crack cocaine in his garage. The defendant is waiting for the crack to be prepared. Defendant is asking complainant why she wants to see the defendant go to prison. The defendant tells the complainant that he has to be careful how much crack cocaine defendant gives complainant because when she takes too much, she defecates on herself. Jesus Christ. While speaking with complainant, affiant does observe that the complainant is 5'2" tall, extremely malnourished, weighing approximately 70 pounds, with a pungent scent coming from the complainant's body. Complainant's hair was crusty. Complainant's t-shirt and shorts were filthy, dirty, and no shoes. Affiant met and spoke with a gentleman referred to as witness. This is, iPad's being mad annoying. Referred to as a witness, a person who affiant found reliable and credible. I guess it's a neighbor. Witness stated that witness is the defendant's neighbor. Witness stated that during previous conversations with the defendant, whose name and date of birth the witness couldn't provide, defendant told witness that the defendant had 3 women in his residence on Perry Street, Harris County, Texas. Witness stated that the defendant told the witness, in addition to the Perry Street residence, the defendant owns residences around the corner and in Pasadena, Texas. Bro, he's straight up Andrew Tate in Texas. He's the Tate of Texas. He's the Texas Tate. Viper the Texas Tate. Where the defendant kept women. Witnesses stated the defendant told the witness that the women who defendant kept locked inside were ungrateful and the women just want more food and drugs.
Officers then noting she hadn't showered in weeks, was extremely malnourished, and weighed approximately 70 pounds with a pungent stench.
From the sounds of things, she would call him his boyfriend, her boyfriend. So, I mean, it was kind of a mutual weirdness, I guess. All of it gave me a red flag. Everything from day one was a red flag.
HPD arresting Carter on Thursday. In court, his bond set to $100,000 in order not to have any contact with the woman he's accused of holding captive.
It's disturbing.
Viper in court. Cool.
Yeah, tonight the search continues for the woman that was held captive inside this home. As for the man that held her captive, Lee Carter, he's being held on that $100,000 bond, charged with aggravated kidnapping. Reporting live in Southeast Houston, Gage Golding, KPRC 2 News.
So they got Viper, but they don't have the woman. That's crazy. That is crazy. And there could be multiple people. People are saying he's got 3 or 4 people. So apparently he just pulled over to give the woman $1. 4 or 5 years before she was pregnant and panhandling. So it's unclear whether she was pregnant at the time of the kidnapping. Man. That is crazy. That is crazy. So the victim's gone. That is mad. Okay, so look. I've got another article. Let's have a look at what the Reddit are saying, okay? Because look. Reddit love this guy. Reddit are obsessed. I think the Viper subreddit might be interesting, but look at this. Look. This is on Reddit. Viper's been arrested for allegedly kidnapping a woman in his house. I will be cutting off all contact with him, and I will no longer be producing new products with him, effective immediately. This is in the Viper the Rapper subreddit. Now, look. If there was ever a time for the Viper the Rapper subreddit to really be handy, all right, this is about to become the twisted version of Chiracology. Always thought he would eventually do time for drugs or fraud, but this is just insanity. Me too, man. I always knew he had a screw loose, but I thought this was just for petty stuff. He would not do this. People saying, don't be jumping to no conclusions. I'm sorry, but with a mugshot like this, bro, where's the mugshot? Where's the mugshot gone? With a mugshot like this, bro, I'm jumping to every single conclusion, bro. I'm jumping to conclusions. I'm pretty happy to jump to conclusions, to be honest with you. Yep, conclusions, jumping straight to them. Defending him after this is crazy. It's not even been proven guilty or even gone to court yet. Whilst I agree it's not looking good for him and it's effing sketchy, we should at least let the law deal with it until we make full judgment beyond the actual facts. Yeesh. So they're saying, I don't think they found her in the garage, just in the house during a welfare check. She did the text now shit, and he wasn't arrested until yesterday or whenever it was, and she wasn't at the house. His ex-wife is defending the situation, saying it was his girlfriend or some stuff, and the fact that she'd previously escaped and the police returned her. So the police apparently returned her to the house might count for something. We can't judge either side until we get the actual verdict. The makeshift toilet and all of that in the garage really doesn't look good. No, it doesn't look good, is putting it lightly. You are an absolutely disgusting piece of S. Bro. I'd say it's the people you least expect, but I don't know what we were expecting, y'all. What the F? We all knew Viper had a few screws loose, but we didn't know he was a full-on Buffalo Bill psychopath. This makes me sad. Been following this guy on and off for years. I even enjoy the song My Hops. Shame it turns out he's a psycho. Ain't no way, bro. First Theo from Bungle, and now this. Who's Theo from Bungle? God, I don't even know if I want to look this up. Theo from Bungle. Mr. Bungle, founding member Theo Langle. What's Mr. Bungle? Mr. Bungle's saxophonist charged with murdering girlfriend's death. Look, it's not a competition, but like, I ain't even going to say too much, but I don't know too much about that stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm really glad you decided to help the victim. I respect all the work you've done throughout the years, man. This sucks. It's over. I think it was already over, to be honest with you. Man, I was never that deep into Viper. I thought he was just a meme rapper pretending to smoke crack. Nah, he don't just smoke crack. He forces his kidnapped sex slaves to smoke it too. What the fuck even is life? I feel like I'm stuck in a messed up dream ever since this year started. This is not how you want to be starting 2024, I will say. Nobody ever went to this guy's house and noticed a woman being kept in the garage for 4 to 5 years? He was already on everybody's shit list radar from those creepy-ass videos he uploaded on YouTube with girls that were either way too young or not in a good place to be having him lip-sync and grind on them on a couch in his apartment, but oof, I did not expect this. For what it's worth, his ex-wife, oh, let's go, is posting on Insta saying she's bailing him out and that everything is false. My 2 minutes of Googling does show an Amanda Paulin in Houston, Texas, who has a Lee Arthur Carter as a possible relative. Oh, God, let's go. Let's go. This is apparently his missus. The allegations are false. I'm in the process of getting him out. I'm his wife, and I know this case. Trust me. I don't trust you. I do not trust you. Any questions can be directed to me. If this was true, I would not be helping him through it. Saying she's lying and she was never captive. This is the one he cheated and had a kid with when she wasn't getting her drugs. She called and lied on him. Holy. Holy. There's anecdotal accounts of their marriage floating around, and they paint a portrait of a horrible, abusive relationship, mostly on Viper's part, but maybe she still trusts him a little too much. I would not believe what she says without hard evidence. Bro. This is insane. This is insane. Okay, so look, let's just take a little look at the front page of Viper the Rapper subreddit. Let's just take a look. And I'm not even part of it. Let me join, because this is about to get lit. Pinned by the moderators. But he made y'all cowards don't even smoke crack. Man. I'm currently archiving Viper's discography. DM me for downloads. Bro, you want to Viper that quick. I think the feds have that I think the feds have that archived pretty quick. Who had Viper life sentence for kidnapping on their January bingo card? My God. What's up with that? Y'all cowards don't even kidnap. Man. I wish it wasn't so twisted, honestly. I wish it wasn't so twisted. This is screwed up. And not in the DJ Screw kind of sense, in the Joseph Fritzl sense. This has been known AF in Houston for years now. There used to be a small Facebook forum based in downtown area dedicated to tracking him and finding his old obscure content. Eventually, they found videos of him assaulting women. That was 5+ years ago. I knew it was only a matter of time before there was a headline like this. Also, a bunch of threads on 4chan, which included a whole diss track album that's been lost. People are saying they know. Sad to say this, but this was basically the logical conclusion to anybody that had been following Viper for a while. I remember video essays about him from 5+ years ago. My one was 4 years ago. About this exact thing. He used to send vast amounts of videos to anyone who asked, and there was a video of him literally coercing and assaulting a woman. Like, they started screwing after she said no multiple times and everybody forgot. There's also threads about him trying to solicit minors too. Ugh. Viper. I had a woman kidnapped in my garage for 5 years. That's about to drop. That's due to be fire. Okay, that's really funny. President Biden issues pardon. Lee Carter acquitted of kidnapping charges. Shout out to Sleepy Joe. Hit him with the Kodak hair pack. Bro, I just bought my Viper merch a week ago. What the hell? Bro, rock it. Just rock it. Keep rocking it. Viper done for. Bro, he's got the hand-signed Viper tape. Oh my God, a piece of history. Got the signed Viper album. New Viper covers have leaked. Numerous covers have leaked. Viper's new album, I had a woman kidnapped in my garage for 5 years. Parental advisory. It definitely is advised. Viper's new album, The Woman I Kidnapped Was Right Here. Man. Ugh, it's terrible that it's this funny. Viper, the new Epstein. That's a topical one. Jeffrey Viper. Viper wanted for life. He's no longer wanted. They got him. They got him. Viper. Viper's new album, In Plain Sight. Jesus. Last one. That's just a picture of Viper Epstein. New round of Epstein documents offer another look. Okay, they've kind of like conflated the. Okay. Viper's music is rapidly going to be deflatformed. Is there a Discord I can join to help people figure out how many albums he even has to archive them and future harden them? Bro, this guy is going to be future hardened by the penal justice system. My God. I hope they play some snippets in court. Maybe they'll play a couple dozen albums in court. Y'all cowards don't even lock up a woman for 4 years in your garage. Ugh. Last Viper song. Bro. I ain't even going to say too much, man. Does anyone else receive handwritten notes from Viper himself when you ordered merch? This came all the way back in 2015. I still feel weird about it today. I just want to throw it in the trash. That is weird. Look, I'll read this. It says, I apologize, but the vinyl is not available because my distributor stopped pressing t-shirts. I'm in the process of yada yada. It's just some weird shit, basically. How is he going to fulfill his album orders in prison? He's not, bro. Oh, Viper, she was right here. New album going to be crazy. What were the warning signs? I don't know. Maybe the 300 albums. Maybe. I do believe Viper did it. I don't care what Amanda said, but there's some aspects of the case I don't understand. If the police found her in Viper's home in April 2023, why wasn't he arrested then? Did she escape recently, or is she dead? She could be dead. Ain't even funny. Like, she could be dead. They've not found her. Viper Kelly, man. V. Kelly. Surviving Viper. She might not have survived. That's all we know. Bro. Someone linked me the court docs. We got the court docs. There's none yet. Man. He's only going to get up to 30 years, so he's going to have loads of music. He's going to have tons of time to write. It's going to be all good. It's all going to be all right. Oh, man, it's screwed up. This is disgraceful. So, look, I might just quickly, refresh my memory. Because I kind of can't remember how deep it gets with Viper. Maybe I'll just have a little quick refresher. A few decades ago, hip-hop was a simpler place. If you had that special combination of talent, a good flow, and work ethic, you might just have a shot at making it in the rap game. But even then, it's a challenge. The amount of gatekeepers blocking people from getting on in hip-hop is absolutely staggering. However, times have changed, and in this era of hip-hop, it doesn't really matter whether you have any kind of lyrical ability or discernible talent. If you've got a good work ethic, hell, I just got to say that haircut, that fringe, my God, that's terrible. That whoever was my barber at the time needs to get locked in a basement for 4 to 5 years. Even if you've got a bad one, an addiction to Xans and lean, simply having access to a free studio and hair dyeing materials might just be enough for you to make it. That's what's given us the Lil Pumps, the Lil Xans, and the comethazines of this world. And you can't hate on these hustles because even if they're not technically good rappers, often they do come out with good music, catchy songs, and you can't really hate on them. They're shining and living the dream, and at least they're putting out songs that are catchy and enjoyable to some people. But then there's Viper. If you don't know about Viper the rapper, then you are in for a treat. Viper is probably the most prolific rapper of all time if you just look at musical output. The lyrical content of his music, 0 out of 10. The production quality of his music, another fat 0 out of 10, but my God, this man's work rate is a solid 11. It's been reported that in 2014 alone, Viper dropped 347 albums. Not songs, albums. Now I say reported because I'm obviously not going to go and verify and listen to every one of these horrendous albums. But what I can do is give you a whistle-stop tour of some of the best albums in his catalogue. So welcome back to Viper's top 10 albums. Coming in at number 10, we've got the classic Kill Yourself, My Man. Up at number 9, we've got 1 Million Vipers, but only one Vipper. Coming in number 8, it's the seminal Cops Can't Read. At number 7, it's an angsty entry with the classic Praying to Throw Acid in a Cop's Face. Number 6, it's the more introspective There's a Gun Near My Head and Nobody's Holding It. At number 5, we've got a more spiritual entry with The Moon Is My Son, He Looked Just Like Me, 2. Number 4, a simple entry seemingly with some emo influences, I Seen a Skull. In at number 3, you couldn't be a prolific hip-hop artist without a little bit of subtle homophobia. It's These Rappers Claim They Hard, but them f***s never even seen the pen. His words, not mine. Number 2, we see Viper getting all spiritual on us with his Fuck the World, It Ain't Real, I Bend the Spoon With My Mind, 2. And coming in at number 1, it's Viper's most famous and most successful album of all, it's the Illmatic
Dual Cowards
Human
Don't
Traffickers.
Even Smoke Crack. Now that last album is considered Viper's greatest success and breakout album. And the title track from that album of the same name is definitely by far Viper's most popular and probably most listenable track of all. Hell, Viper's career is even more impressive when you consider the fact that he has put all of this stuff together himself without a single feature. Take that, J. Cole.
stole. In fact, if you want to talk about influences, I think you can make a pretty good case that Kendrick Lamar stole his whole swag for the Damn album cover from Viper's catalogue. The track Y'all Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack, in my opinion, is a tale of courage, depicting the struggle that any good crack dealer should have to go through, taking a little hit of the work before serving it up to the fiends to make sure that it's of the highest quality only. But the track goes much deeper than that, with a healthy dose of introspection, as Viper suggests that his ops are far too cowardly to take the obligatory hit of crack cocaine for quality control purposes only. But to be fair to Viper, this isn't the only hit in his catalogue. Another classic includes the song My Hops, which is Viper's paranoia anthem calling out his haters who want to see him dead purely out of jealousy for his patented two-handed hanger basketball dunk, as depicted in the music video. In fact, when it comes to music videos, Viper routinely leaves the fans begging for more. With only a handful of his music videos in circulation, the majority of them are made up of pretty slapdash green screen footage, with him rapping in front of a variety of ill-chosen background video clips, including anime or 9/11. But he often spices up his music videos by including scantily clad women of questionable backgrounds, which are routine.
So these are other potential victims, I ain't gonna front. This could be the woman. This could be the woman from the case.
Spices up his music videos by including scantily clad women of questionable backgrounds, which are routinely sourced from the online modeling directory Craigslist. So, are Viper's albums any good? Who knows, because they're literally unlistenable. But once you've heard one Viper song, you've pretty much heard them all. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why the fuck would somebody make 347 albums in a year? You can probably safely assume that there's some kind of monetary finesse going on here. In this delightful interview, Viper discusses his process, basically saying that he can put together an entire song from scratch, including making the beat on Fruity Loops and spitting the bars, in around an hour. He supposedly wrote an enormous amount of music in prison. His estimates / lies about how many songs that he wrote whilst he was in the can have varied from interview to interview and range from around 300 to 2,000.
For the time that I was in prison, I wrote over 2,000 songs.
Wow. He's reportedly only in...
Bro, think how many songs he's gonna write now. He wrote 2,000 songs when he was in prison, bro. Bro, he's finna turn up the streets, bro. We're finna have 300 albums a day.
The time that I was in prison, I wrote over 2,000 songs.
Wow. He's reportedly only in the rap game for royalty checks, and discovered that when it comes to terrible music that nobody listens to, quantity is everything, maximizing his earnings by dropping as many complete projects as he possibly can. But then again, if it's stacking paper that you're talking about, you'd be a fool to think that Viper only has one source of income. Like any successful rapper, Viper's potential isn't limited by the rap game. He has of course got a lucrative side hustle as an entrepreneur. In fact, Viper is famously a business graduate from the University of Houston, a licensed real estate broker, and the founder of his very own realty company, Free Movers. Now supposedly, Free Movers is an innovative startup company which essentially aims to combine the ideas of having a real estate broker and your moving company, so that when it comes to selling your house, you also get the moving services included within that package. Sounds kind of smart, right? Well, let's take a look at some of his reviews. The owner and an additional mover showed up to move me in a handmade trainer with no lights on the inside, holes in the flooring and a door that didn't properly close, attached to a mid-sized pickup with only one headlight. Both movers had no shirts and smelled like alcohol. I contacted the owner and he says he doesn't have a broker license, nor does he have any proof of services rendered. According to our records, there are no records of the people that he is invoicing for ever living at this property. Do not use them. The company is a fraud company. However, don't let the blatant unprofessionalism, lack of an actual license, or what looks like out-and-out fraud stop you from investing, because Viper is going places. In fact, he lists himself on Twitter, I shit you not, as the world's first trillionaire, pending once he IPOs on his Free Movers company. Quick word of advice, if your Twitter bio both says that you're going to be the world's first trillionaire and also that you're a 9-5 blood member, I probably don't think you're going to IPO anytime soon. But then again, we all know that prior to founding Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett was famously a member of the Rolling 20s handicapped Crips. But anywho, lack of license, clients, or any discernible proof that he actually does run a legitimate company, that hasn't stopped Viper of making promises of multi-million-dollar real estate deals to the young, impressionable women that have gotten in touch with him. Right, so this is where the story gets pretty much too ridiculous for life. Since Viper's prolific music catalogue has been discovered by the internet, several wannabe edgy, vegan latte drinking shitrags like Vice and Noisy have attempted to interview him, of course ironically through barely held straight faces. They all come off as a little bit of a laugh, half mocking Viper for his terrible music, but kind of half bigging him up for sticking it out for so long and putting out so much goddamn music. But it seems like very few of these journalists actually bothered looking into some of the deeper problems behind the scenes when it comes to Viper online. Well, a few years later, the Viper phenomenon spread beyond the fart sniffery at Vice to 4chan. I was also going to introduce 4chan with an insulting joke, but then I remembered I'm very scared of them. Anyway, the guys at 4chan decided to show Vice what real journalism is by getting in touch with Viper via text message, because he regularly gives out his personal phone number online. I know this seems kind of unusual, but actually doxing your own mobile phone number and encouraging fans to get in touch with you has actually been a hip-hop trope for many years, utilized by the likes of Mike Jones, Soulja Boy, and even Big Sean, who to this day is still waiting for a single person to actually try and and call him.
That's a direct connection. Y'all got my number. Just trying to say I changed all this stuff, man. Like, here's my number, man. Like, my real phone number.
Well, 4chan had a field day with Viper, pulling off several hilarious shenanigans. Firstly, someone recut some of Viper's green screen footage to show him rapping in front of somebody farting. At least that's what it looked like, but then again, it could be somebody at Vice putting together an article, I'm not sure.
Bro, if you don't take that stupid farting video down, I'm gonna make a complaint to YouTube and they are gonna close your whole channel, and I've done that before. So what time tomorrow can I expect it deleted?
Suck my cock, Viper, you psycho C-word.
You better do what I say, you retarded little bitch.
When he pressured the uploader to take it down, Viper was offered a deal.
I'll take the video down if you send me a picture of you with a shoe on your head right now.
But the trolling was about to go far beyond harmless shoeheadery, and somebody on 4chan got in touch with Viper pretending to be an underage girl. Well, this shit went down with all of the precision of a 6ix9ine stage dive. Well, Viper was swiftly exposed for trying to chat up 15-year-old girls on his Twitter.
Yes, but I'm also 15. I know, but if it's just a number and I look in my 20s, you like nice lunches too and dinners, and I bet you like movies too, right? Cause I do.
But even more hilariously, when somebody from 4chan got in touch pretending to be a 17-year-old girl.
Dear Viper, I'm your biggest fan. I just wanted to thank for the inspiration you've given me. I've always wanted to see you live. If you ever do a live concert, I will flight it. XOXOXO, lots of hearts.
Thanks. What grade you in? What town are you in?
I am right now going into my last year of high school. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. Right now you are listening to French Maid Servant Maine, and it is fire. I am really enjoying it. I hope you know you have been such a big influence on my life.
Are you a girl, and if so, can you please send me a pic?
And then pretended to be that made-up girl's father, Viper responded with the incredible quip, 17 is legal, pops. Ugh. To be fair, I think Drake's probably sent a few of those out in his time as well. Anywho, this doesn't bode well for Viper's squeak clean image. Combine these leaked texts with some frankly depressing footage of him getting a little bit too handsy with some of the women that he hired from Craigslist. It's not looking so good. Though to be fair, seeing such a gropey Viper isn't necessarily a surprise when you consider the fact that he does have an album that's titled I Don't Need to Ask, She's Saying Yes. This whole thing is frankly really sad, and to be honest, it looked for a while that Viper had spiraled into a hole of depression and sadness that it looked like for a little while was going to end in suicide. Which brings us to one of the most exciting pieces of hip-hop lore in history, Thod. On March 27th, 2016, Viper announced that he was going on a spiritual, soul-searching journey. However, it quickly became clear that he wasn't talking about a yoga retreat or a spa day, but he was talking about Thod, aka the harness of death. Yes, Viper continued to come out with a bizarre series of tweets where he said that he was attempting to lose weight and his own life. And he would do this by essentially putting on 2 of the smallest sized body belts from TummyTuckBelts.com in an attempt, in his own words, to smush his stomach and internal organs to make small. It seemed like his intention was to wear this for 10 days, ultimately dying on day 6, but he seemingly chickened out / had better sense after day 3 when he had a car crash. However, 3 days later he was back on the wagon, refusing to shower and wearing the harness once again. After a few weeks of unshowered, horny action, it became clear that Viper's internal organs were...
How is this real? How is this real? I made this video and I don't believe it. I don't know how any of this is real. The case, the whole, like, how is this a real thing that happened in the real world? Bro, I'm losing faith in humanity.
No match for the Hornets, and he began to label each attempt on his own life as a journey. By May, he's still going strong, proclaiming that the more he wears this, the more powerful he becomes and the more wealthy he becomes. And that's actually true. He's finally cracked the code of how Jay-Z really became a billionaire. But by June, things had really taken a turn for the worse. The Hornets tightened its grip on Viper's insides, making them smaller than he bargained for, and he ended up in the hospital with pneumonia. But within a month, he's back on his 5th Hornet going strong. But by August, mentions of the Thod seemingly fade away, and he's finally able to focus on music again. But that doesn't stop him from making intermittent attempts on the Hornets every now and then, with the latest coming as recent as December 2017. So that's the story of Viper. Even though his music is terrible, unlistenable, and frankly he's a terrible human being, there is something to be admired by the sheer amount of output and the sheer amount of love that this guy has shown to the rap game, despite having absolutely no talent for it. And in honor of Viper's incredible finesse, recording 347 or so albums in an entire year, basically an album a day, I, your boy Traplaw Ross, also decided to attempt to record an entire album in a day. But unfortunately, that became such an enormous ordeal that it needed its own video. So if you want to go and check out me creating an entire classic rap album in a day, go and check out this link and take a look. Thanks for watching. Big up Viper. Big up.
Damn, I forgot what
Today is the day.
51k, you know what I'm saying? No one cared. But anyway, last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to Viper, man.
Now new at 6.
Look, I don't want to get a copyright claim from Viper, so I ain't going to play the audio, or am I?
A Houston man charged with kidnapping a woman and holding her against her will for
Bro. Viper's latest song, man. This just came out. This is fresh off the presses, man. This dropped today.
Viper's new track, You'll Never Find Out I Had Someone Locked in My Garage for 5 years. Bro. It's heat, bro. I'm not even going to front, bro. This is viral. 116,000 views in like a few hours. The Viper, you know what I'm saying? He's still doing this thing, man. Saying, read the pinned comment. I had no idea this was happening until like an hour ago. This shit is crazy. I'll probably make like one long form video about all my experiences with the guy and then leave this dormant. Stuff is still on the site if you want it. I'll try and donate some stuff to the victim. Outsider Records will probably stop there. Cut in contact, obviously. Thanks for your support. Wait a minute. So you're telling me this guy made this video without realizing it was Viper?
With kidnapping a woman and holding her against her.
He didn't know it was Viper. Oh no, of course he knew it was Viper. Of course, yeah, he knew it was Viper. Bro. Despite how genuinely awful and messed up this is, please leave this video up, as this is the funniest way of announcing this. In case someone doesn't know, this is real. Viper's been arrested and imprisoned. Bro, look. Sometimes a story is just so crazy, it's like, it's stranger than fiction. This is one of those stories, man. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I know I joked around that he looks pretty guilty. Who knows, right? We'll see. The case will proceed, I'm sure. You know, Viper's wife is apparently going to bail him out. But shit is crazy. I do not... bro. 2024, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your bingo cards out. That definitely wasn't one we were expecting, but it's one for the history books, man. Viper the rapper. Viper the kidnapper. Viper the rapper turned Viper the napper. You know what I'm saying? Viper the napper. It's crazy. But anyway, people, we're moving on to something else.